President-elect Donald Trump now is expected to attend a SpaceX launch today in Texas. That'd be cool. I'd go there, right? It highlights his close and growing relationship with Elon Musk. They have been inseparable since Election Day. This all coming as Trump continues filling out his cabinet. Rich Edson has the latest now for us today. Rich, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Bill. Well, Elon Musk has been hanging around Mar-a-Lago. Now it's Elon's turn to host the president-elect. He's going to a space launch in Brownsville, Texas today. This, of course, is for SpaceX. The company says it is developing a reusable launching system, and this is a test for all of that. Musk has become a major figure in Trump's orbit. He campaigned for Trump, spent tens of millions of dollars to get him elected, and will co-lead an advisory organization on government efficiency with Vivek Ramaswamy. Trump has selected his transportation secretary nominee, former Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. He would take over from a Biden administration that has faced massive supply chain disruptions as the economy returned from COVID, a train derailment in Ohio, a bridge collapse in Baltimore, and a series of other rail and port challenges. Of Duffy, Trump writes, quote, "He will prioritize excellence, competence, competitiveness, and beauty when rebuilding America's highways, tunnels, bridges, and airports. He will make our skies safe again by eliminating DEI for pilots and air traffic controllers." Trump has moved quickly to select his cabinet, though he still is considering his Treasury Secretary choice. Aside from former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh and Apollo Global Management CEO Mark Rowan, the president-elect is also considering his transition co-chair, Cantor Fitzgerald CEO Howard Lutnick, and Scott Bessent, the founder of Key Square Group. Musk is weighing in on this decision publicly, writing, quote, "My view, for what it's worth, is that Bessent is a business-as-usual choice, whereas Howard Lutnick will actually enact change. Business as usual is driving America bankrupt." Perhaps the two will discuss this today. That launch, SpaceX launch in Brownsville, is scheduled for 4 p.m. Central Time.
All right, watching that.
Thank
you. Nice to see you in Florida. Thank you, sir. Dana?
And as Rich mentioned, Trump's cabinet is filling up, but one crucial post remains up in the air, and that's the one that he was just talking about, the next Treasury Secretary. Mark Tepper, CEO of Strategic Wealth Partners, joins us now. And here's one of the things that we'll pull up here. Call for number one, possible Treasury Secretary picks. This is per the New York Times. Kevin Warsh is a former Federal Reserve governor. Mark Rowan is a Wall Street billionaire. Howard Lutnick, Cantor Fitzgerald CEO and helping on the transition. And Scott Bessent, an investor and also somebody who has been close to Trump recently. For the people that voted on the economy, which was the vast majority, does one of these matter? Or are they all good options?
I think they do matter. So when you look at Scott Bessent and Howard Lutnick, both of those individuals are pro-crypto. And if we go back to Trump's campaign, he really made a big push towards really mass adoption of crypto and us having the ability to embrace crypto, all those things. And I heard somebody had a report out there, as dog people. I heard there were more crypto owners in the United States than dog owners. Haven't verified that.
But does crypto help bring down grocery prices for mom and dad?
Certainly not. No. And when you look at what the Treasury Secretary is going to be tasked with, I mean, we have to look at sanctions. We have to look at tariffs. And then you got the debt and the deficit. And when you look at that, once your interest costs exceed 14% of your tax receipts, which is where we are at now. We've crossed over that level. The market forces austerity, which means when you issue new debt, you got to issue it at higher rates. That crowds out private investment. That slows the economy. That slows wage gains for the middle class, lower income people. And that makes keeping up with inflation that much more difficult.
My feeling is, based on his track record right now, that if he knew who he wanted, we would know that already. But we don't.
He's been very methodical in this one. I mean, the nominations, I believe, came out at the fastest pace ever so far. But this one has required a heck of a lot more thought. And it should. I mean, it's a very important post.
Let me move to another position here. Trump team seeking to ease U.S. rules for self-driving cars. He and Elon Musk have been inseparable. This new bromance is firmly budded. And as we watch that, we see the Tesla stock. It's been on a tear ever since Election Day.
It has.
What can he do with regard to regulations to put this on a more favorable path for the consumer to develop it quicker?
All right, so first things first, I think it's important to point out that President Trump is not anti-EV. He's always been anti-EV mandate, right? So let the free market dictate how quickly we adopt EVs overall. But this specific rule relates to autonomous driving, self-driving vehicles. One of Tesla's biggest growth drivers has been this robo-taxi initiative. That is going to be hugely profitable for them over the course of the next few years. What Trump is looking to do potentially is increase the amount of self-driving cars each manufacturer can release in a given year. And I want to say it was capped at like 2,500 per manufacturer per year, which is incredibly low. In the past, he was trying to get that number up to like 100,000. I think he's going to push to do that. In Tesla, without a doubt, when it comes to autonomous vehicles, they have the best technology. They have the first mover advantage. And you'll like this, Bill. NVIDIA makes the best chips for autonomous driving.
And what city would you most likely find autonomous vehicles initially, like a robo-taxi? Is that San Francisco, LA?
I would definitely think California overall. I don't know about here in New York because there's more congestion in the city. But I would say probably, you know, out in California where they're more progressive.
Yeah, Waymo's been in Phoenix for a couple of years now, and also in San Francisco. Do you believe automated driving that we will see it in our lifetimes?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I would think within the next 3 to 5 years, I think you're going to start to see these vehicles on the road, without a doubt.
I mean, we've heard a promise, but
I had a friend take one in San Francisco, but it wouldn't take her 2 more blocks. It stopped short of her hotel, and she was trying to say, no, my hotel's up there, and the car was like, get out, get out, get out. So she had to get out, and it was midnight, and it was like not a really comfortable walk.
That's scary.
So something to work on. Yes, indeed.
Potential issue.
But it's coming, as you say.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Come on back.
Great to see you.
Appreciate it.
So we're awaiting a major ruling out of a New York courtroom. Judge Juan Merchan is set to decide on whether or not the DA Alvin Bragg's conviction of Donald Trump will hold up in the wake of the re-election of Donald Trump. That decision could come at any moment, so we're watching the courtroom in New York City. Major fallout in Pennsylvania, what the state Supreme Court's ruling on faulty ballots mean for the upcoming Senate recounts.
We want this recount to take place. We're going to go through it, and then Dave McCormick is going to be declared the winner.